Today, we talk about something that most of us live with but barely understand. Stress. And not just the big dramatic meltdowns, but the silent stress. The kind that whispers, that rushes, that lingers in our cells even when we smile. So let's take a breath and go deep.
Hello, and welcome to 52 Weeks of Flow, the podcast that delves into the depth of human potential and the transformative power of flow. On this show, we talk about peak performance, flow, energy, and bridge the gap between science and woo-woo. Through authentic stories and real-life examples, my guests and I will help you dive into your superpowers and create your next level of success. My name is Bea-Marie, neuroscience geek, flow enthusiast, and your guide to rewilding yourself. I'm on a mission to raise the frequency of the planet by supporting you to untame yourself and step into your flow.
What is stress? Really? Stress is not just a feeling. It's a psychological chain reaction, an ancient response designed to save your life. When your brain perceives a threat, whether it's a tiger in the jungle or a passive-aggressive email, it activates your hypothalamus, the control center in your brain. This sends signals to your adrenal glands sitting on top of your kidneys. These tiny but mighty glands release cortisol, your primary stress hormone. This cascade prepares you for fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And here's the thing. This system was built for moments of danger, like real danger, not decades of hustle. We think stress is about deadlines, debt, or divorce. But the most dangerous stressors are often micro-stressors, the invisible ones. And here are some of the sneakiest that I gathered. Doom scrolling before bed. Oh God, yes. Saying yes when your body screams no. Noise pollution, the constant background sounds your nervous system never gets to escape. Artificial lighting that keeps your body in a constant awake mode. Chronically rushing, even when there's no real emergency. We just run, rush. Even a gentle walk with your dog becomes an Olympic discipline. Not speaking your truth over and over and over again. Your body feels it, and it feels this and it moves through your cells, and this is stressing. When you hold emotions in your body, unprocessed grief, shame, anger, fear. Even food sensitivities can be a trigger for stress because it triggers immune responses. Disconnection from nature. Wow, our bodies don't know how to feel safe indoors all the time. We need to go out. We need to be under the sun. We need to be with the trees. And the last one, constant multitasking. The illusion of productivity while fragmenting your nervous system. This was a biggie for me because I always thought, oh, I'm so good at multitasking. I can do this. No, get the call. Yes, I do. Yes, of course. Yes, yeah. And we normalize all of this. We call it being productive. But really what it is, it's slow self-erasure. Let's talk about cortisol. Produced in the adrenal glands, cortisol is not bad because without it, you wouldn't wake up in the morning. It regulates your metabolism, reduces inflammation, and helps you respond to danger. But chronic overproduction, that causes cellular aging. It shortens your telomeres, the protective ends of your DNA. It weakens your immune system. It creates belly fat and diminishes memory and focus. And on top of all that, it contributes to burnout, depression, and autoimmune responses. You can actually see it in people's faces. The tight jaw, the dull skin, the rushed breathing, the absence of softness in the face. Most people are running on cortisol. But there's another way. I will get to that in a minute. But before that, I want to talk to you about telomeres. Imagine shoelaces. At the end are little plastic tips. That's what telomeres are to your chromosomes, to your X chromosomes actually. Every time your cells divide, those telomeres shorten. When they're too short, the cell dies or malfunctions. That's aging. Stress shortens telomeres. Flow lengthens telomeres. Yes, this has been proven. In studies by Nobel laureate Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, people who practiced meditation, breathwork, deep states of presence, and purpose-driven activities like art, gardening, or time in nature actually lengthened their telomeres. So, no, it's not just about anti-aging creams, or actually not at all. It's about anti-stress rituals. So let's contrast the two. Stress is contraction. Flow is expansion. Stress is survival mode. Flow is creation mode. When you're stressed, your body shuts down. It shuts down non-essential systems like digestion, immunity, or even fertility. When you're in flow, your brain lights up with dopamine and anandamide, the bliss molecule, creating neuroplasticity, innovation, and calm confidence. You can't be in flow and stress at the same time. They are biologically incompatible. Look around you. Who do you know that's not rushing? That speaks slowly with presence, that breathes deeply when they enter a room? These are the people who have made a different choice to lead their life from center, from flow, not from reactivity. You can connect to their field, observe, model. Let your nervous system recalibrate through proximity. Because healing is contagious. Flow is contagious. You don't have to escape to Bali to get out of stress. You have to come back into your body. And there are a couple of things that you can do right here, right now to become more present. Like take 3 long, deep breaths right now. Just feel the air drop into your lungs. Get 10 minutes of sunlight in the morning. Sleep like it's your job. Like this is my number one go-to. And meditate to stretch time. You don't have to sit there with your eyes closed in lotus position. You can also walk. There are walking meditations. You can create the meditations how you feel. Make them yours. Go touch a tree while you're out there having a walking meditation. Like literally go there, hug the tree. Get into the frequency of the tree. And listen to music that grounds you, not agitates you. Music is such a big thing. When you're little, you just sing along to any kind of music where you like the beat, where you like the sound of the singer, but you don't really know what you're singing. And Michael Jackson has actually said, singing is like a mantra. Singing is manifestation. The more you repeat something, especially in a song with lyrics in a melodic way, the more you do that, the stronger, the faster it manifests into your life. So when you keep singing about heartbreak and I'm so broke and everything is painful, guess what's showing up more and more in your life? And then also, I've never been a big writer or journaler, but I started journaling and it helps so much. Journal about your fears instead of holding them in yourself. Like write it out and let it go. And then, even burn that paper. Burn that paper and just release your body. Release that from your body. Let's peel back another layer. Because while we've talked about cortisol, the adrenal glands, and cellular aging, that's just the beginning. When stress becomes a lifestyle, the consequences compound in every corner of your being. Chronic stress physically reshapes your brain. Think about it. The amygdala, your fear center, grows. You become more reactive, more anxious, more easily triggered. Maybe you have noticed that. The hippocampus, responsible for memory and emotional regulation, shrinks. You forget things. You struggle to process emotions. It's really, really deep. The prefrontal cortex, your executive functioning center, dims down. That's your concentration, decision-making, and rational thought. So when people say, I can't think straight, it's not metaphor. It's biology. Your brain starts prioritizing survival over strategy. You become stuck in loops of overthinking, people-pleasing, and fear-based decisions. You see, I'm very, very passionate about this because the more we stress out, and we are trained to stress, we are being kept in stress because that is easier. It is easier for us to become mindless drones than becoming the creators that we actually are. So, when you're constantly in stress, your sympathetic nervous system, the gas pedal of your body, is always on. Like you're on fire. That means increased blood pressure, elevated heart rate, even at rest. You have higher risk of cardiovascular disease, stroke, and heart attacks. Stress literally ages your arteries. And yet, we romanticize the hustle while the body is begging us to slow down. When we live in constant stress, our breath becomes shallow. Our oxygen drops. You breathe differently under stress. You don't inhale deeply. You don't exhale fully. That shallow chest breathing keeps your body in a low-grade panic state and lowers oxygenation of your blood and brain. And this creates brain fog, poor sleep, mood swings, fatigue, no matter how much coffee you drink. I said this earlier, but I want to double down on this. Digestion is a parasympathetic function. Rest and digest. But when you're stressed, digestion slows to a crawl or even shuts down. You might experience bloating, constipation or diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, food sensitivities, leaky gut, triggering autoimmune reactions. Your gut is also home of 90% of your serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter. So when digestion is compromised, so is your mood. When you're under chronic stress, your body stays in a perpetual clench. Tight shoulders, clenched jaw, stiff neck, aching lower back. And you probably know a couple more. But over time, this causes chronic pain syndromes, migraines, posture problems, and a nervous system that's always braced for impact. Your body's not relaxed. It's in defense mode, even when you're sleeping. And like I said earlier, cortisol is not the devil. It is anti-inflammatory in small doses. But when it floods your body long-term, it lowers immune functions and increases inflammation. This can lead to frequent colds or infections, slow healing, autoimmune flare-ups, long-term risks of diseases like cancer, diabetes, or Alzheimer's. Inflammation is now known as the root of nearly all chronic illnesses, and stress feeds it. And stress is not just eating you alive from the inside. We've all seen it. That person who aged 10 years after a toxic job or stressful relationship. Because stress shows up on your skin, in your eyes, your posture, your aura. Collagen breaks down faster equals more wrinkles, hair loss, or early graying. Eyes lose their sparkle. Skin becomes dull, dehydrated, inflamed. But even more than that, stress dims your energy field. It creates leaks, holes, fragmentation in your electromagnetic body. You become more susceptible to energy vampires, low-frequency patterns, and unconscious self-sabotage. Your life force gets drained. And that's not poetic. That's measurable. So, what do? Let's make this deeply personal. If you are leading a life from stress, it's not your fault. You were likely born into it, raised in it, taught to worship it. But now you get to choose. Because your nervous system is neuroplastic. Your telomeres are responsive. Your soul is wise. Here are a few ways to begin recalibrating your system. With micro recovery moments. Like I said earlier, 3 deep breaths every hour. Nature connection. Go barefoot. Walk barefoot in the grass, in the forest. Go tree hugging. Soak up the sunshine. This is so freaking important. And also somatic rituals like shaking, dancing, stretching to release tension. I dance every morning. And you have probably heard that so many times. And you're probably sick of people saying that, but it's so true. Digital hygiene, less screen, more soul. And with all the constant noise around us, daily silence, like 5 to 10 minutes of nothingness, like nothing. No radio, no talking, no nothing. And you definitely need joy breaks, like sing, laugh, move your hips, like whatever brings you joy. This is so important. And I want to invite you every day to touch your heart and say, I am safe now. I am in flow. Talk to your nervous system. Reassure that you got it. Because a stress-based life is not a badge of honor. It's a slow burn towards depletion. And it's not what your soul came here for. You are here not to survive your to-do list. You are here to create, to be present, to feel joy, to evolve. This is not about eliminating all stress. It's about reclaiming sovereignty over your body. The world needs women who are alive, not just functioning. Your radiance, your intuition, your softness, your flow, they return when your nervous system is safe. So, let this episode maybe be a gentle nudge, a call back home to your body that thrives, to a life that flows, to a heart that no longer hustles to be worthy, because you already are. So today, choose one thing that brings you back into your flow. And remember, every time you say no to stress, you say yes to your cellular aliveness. And that's it. That's it for today. That's our show. If this episode touched something in you, share it with someone who needs a moment of stillness. And if you're ready to lead from flow, not from fear, I invite you into this journey with me. If you've been living from stress, pushing, proving, if your nervous system is tired and your soul is craving softness, then I want to invite you into something truly magical. The magnetism game. It's a free 21-day journey to reconnect with your radiance, to release the stress that's been running the show, and remember the version of you that leads from flow, not force. Each day, you'll receive a simple, soul-led prompt designed to reawaken your energy, shift your frequency, and unlock your natural magnetism. No pressure, no perfection, just playful, powerful transformation. Because magnetism isn't something you chase. It's something you remember. You can join completely free. You get the link in the show notes. And yes, if you're wondering, it is for you. Because you weren't meant to live in survival mode. You were born to overflow. Let's play. Let's rise. Let's return to the magic that is already inside of you. Thank you for being in my Bea-verse, and I see you in the magnetism game. Lots of love.